Do y'all use Google Hangouts at all?
Yes, we do.
Okay, cool. Oh, here we are. Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to another Around 30 Minutes. This is where I get to, you get to know people, get to, hear people out in the, the fandom and everything, get to hear what they want and think about what the Transformer life is or whatever they collect. I'll have anybody on. It doesn't matter what you collect. I'm happy to have you on. And tonight I have a very special guest. We got a guy from the TKO podcast, totally knocked off. We got Chris here. Man, how are you doing, man? Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me. I am doing fantastic this evening.
Awesome. Well, it's like, yeah, you do play bass, right? And everything. Do you? What kind of instruments do you? How many instruments do you play?
Just bass and guitar, and I'd say I leveled out at probably a moderate skill level. So okay. I'm not going to be getting up on stage, but I'll jam in my basement for a while.
Okay, that's cool. That is awesome.
And every once in a while, pop a video on YouTube and embarrass myself.
Oh, no, yeah. Well, now, do you do it like? Do you record yourself, or you just just listen, or you watch it and you just play along with it?
Well, what I do is I'll play an actual track, like I'll just put on a Rage song and just play along with it, and I have the camera on the tripod and upload it to YouTube and say, "Look at me."
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Oh, my wife's home, so it's gonna get loud. You'll hear some doors and everything open and everything. So, all right. So, what I usually ask first is, what do you collect? And I know you collect Transformers and everything, but is there any other lines that you collect that you look forward to, or are you just a Transformer collector?
I used to be deep into the Star Wars collecting life back in the '90s. Power of the Force 2. To the point where I had to get an apartment that just had a room for all that stuff.
Wow.
And it got to such a point, and it culminated, like having to box up all that stuff happened like right as like my first marriage was ending. So like I kind of have a little bit of resentment towards it. So I don't want to get back into that Star Wars life. But I was deep into it. I mean, I was writing for online Star Wars columns and newsletters and doing artwork for them and all that kind of stuff. So I was in the life, but then I got out of it, got back into Transformers, and here we are.
Nice. Cool.
But I don't really collect anything else other than Transformers. I do have some 80s memorabilia stuff, around the rest of the area there, but nothing sizable, a piece here, a piece there, just to say that's a little touchstone.
So you don't have any of the Star Wars stuff anymore? Did you sell it or just get rid of it?
No, it's in bins up in the attic. Nobody wants it.
Gotcha. Okay.
And it's kind of like a grudge thing. I refuse to sell it for way below what I paid for it.
Okay.
So who knows? I'll hold on to it, and it could be worth something someday. Yeah.
That's a possibility. I mean, things, times change. It's something people will be like, oh man, I missed out on that stuff. Just like, Transformers, you're like, oh man, I remember that stuff when I was a kid or when I was a teenager. You'd be like, man, I'll pay, whatever, to get all that stuff and everything. So, it fluctuates, so cool. So why do you collect?
That's a $75 million question, isn't it? I think because it originally started when I was at work one day and I saw Cubex's Huff.
Oh.
And I was like, wow, that looks just like the cartoon. That's all right. And I started looking around and seeing more and more. And I was like, you know what? I think I might want to buy one of these things. And one became two, became three, and became 1,000, whatever's out there. I don't know. And then I started building them.
Oh.
But
so I'm sorry. Go on. Sorry.
I had always customized them, even as a kid. Like I didn't like the colors; they didn't match the cartoon, so I would paint something this color, paint the eyes on almost all the Autobots.
Okay.
So it was kind of natural for me that when I got back into it to just fill in pieces of the collection with something I could build.
Wow. That's really interesting. So, when you started collecting, did it bring you back to when you was a childhood, nostalgia or anything like that, or you just you always liked, you've always collected something all your life or anything like that?
Just went in stages. I mean, when I was a real young kid, it was Star Wars. Then it became Transformers. Then I became a teenager, a young adult. Then I got back into Star Wars, and now it's in the Transformers. I'm hoping it isn't really cyclical, and I start looking at Star Wars stuff and like, I might want to buy that because I don't want to go back.
That's true.
It's too vast. There's too much Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, I mean, so you don't want to get into like the Hot Toys and all that stuff?
No, I'm a completionist, and I can't.
Oh, gotcha.
That's my biggest problem.
That's an expensive completion to try to start with Hot Toys and everything. Cool.
So just best not to start.
Yeah, best. I've seen some of the Marvel ones. I'm just like, oh man, they look good, but I'm just like, eh. So who is your favorite character, and why is that your favorite character?
I have to say Menasor, but it really is the culmination of the Stunticons. Okay. They're all psychopaths in their own different ways, and I identify with each of the psychoses that those characters have.
Okay.
Even as a kid, they were very interesting to me, and I'm like, something about that guy I like.
I think I can relate to them. I like that. Okay. So yeah, Bobby, Skullface, that's his favorite is the Stunticons and everything. So that's cool. That's pretty neat. So what is your favorite line to collect?
It's definitely Masterpiece, but Legends is making a lot of headway.
Nice. Now, okay, so you collect the MFT, I think, is that what they're called? The McFans toy?
Yeah, I have a bunch of those, but I only use those in certain pieces. I have everything. I got Iron Factory, Hot Soldiers. I did a video a couple weeks ago, and all those different manufacturers, I have at least one of their pieces.
Yeah, I watched it.
Well, thank you. As far as the mini bots is concerned, I got MFTs and Magic Squares, and the MFT are just too big and blocky and weird looking. They really look Tonka toyish. So, I buy the official, but sometimes I get the KOs too.
Okay, that's cool. I don't collect knockoffs, but I don't knock people that collect knockoffs. If that makes sense. Something like that. Whatever. Anyways, so are you in the Legends? Like, are you getting so you get Magic Square, Iron Factory? Have you tried the New Age? Have you got the Prowl or the B yet?
I got the B, but I won't be getting their Prowl because he's too small. I don't know if DX9 is doing some kind of course correction because I believe New Age to be DX9. There's just too many similarities. Their Dutch was used on B's packaging. That you're not going to use somebody else's toy on your package unless you're in bed with them.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I thought Magic Square might be with Unique Toys. I think they kind of got the same kind of plastic and everything going on. So yeah, and we would just I recorded Sharecast and now we were talking about the Prowl. I love that Prowl. It's really good. I mean, like I said,
that's great.
Yeah, but it's just that size. I don't know what they're doing with their scale. I don't understand why they went with that, because it and Robert was talking about it, even their B don't scale with them now. I mean, he's a little too big for Prowl.
Yep.
I'm just like, I don't know. And then they got new stuff coming out, but man, the two figures they put out, really good. I mean, B was my favorite Legend from last year, and Prowl, I mean, he's awesome. It's weird.
It does make me a little sad though, because they showed that from that Singapore show, that Megatron that they're going to do, and that thing is beautiful. But if it's too small, it's not going to go in my collection.
Yep,
except on my Megatron shelf.
Yeah, that's what Robert said. He basically was kind of scared. He's like, man, that Megatron looks really good, but you don't know the scale of how it's going to be now. So, it could, be out of scale, and you're just like, I don't want that now because, some people go by scale. I'm going to get it because I get everything because, I'm a boy. But, it's just weird. I don't understand why they would go so small. But, whatever. That's their line and everything.
Yep.
David, shout out from Reno, Nevada. Thank you. And Fat Albert. That's awesome. Make Toys Bag Cube is cool. Yeah, Make Toys is good. That Bag Cube, I don't know. I don't know about Bag Cube. I don't. When's the last thing they put out? They put out that the Huffer thing they cut, their own little transformer they put out.
The
It was a truck.
Vacuum?
Yeah, vacuum. They put out.
Oh yeah, the GoBot black and
yeah, the black and orange
the,
truck. I
yeah.
think that's the last thing I put out. So I don't know if they put out anything good lately, to be honest, for vacuum.
I don't know if anybody bought that thing either.
I don't either. I haven't seen anybody. I don't think I even looked at reviews. I don't think I may have reviewed it, but anyways. So how did you get into customizing? You said you did it as a child and everything. So that's been a long time. I mean, so what got you into that?
Just the fact that what I saw on the cartoon didn't match what was in my hands. And I held on to that resentment for years, apparently. And then when Masterpiece came around and they looked a lot like they were supposed to, not perfectly, but close enough. And it's like, I need that in my life.
Cool. Well, I mean, so how did you get into? I mean, well, as a kid, everything. So, have you always done it, or did you just get back into it as an adult? And you're just like, no, I used to do that as a kid. I had a great time, and now I'm back in it. I'm an adult, and I can actually afford it more now and do it and everything. Is that what got you back into it as an adult?
I think being a kid, you do what you do, and you take to certain skills or whatever you have. And I've always been an art kid. And if I didn't have it, I could make it. I took a pair of jeans once and sewed it into a jean jacket, for Christ's sake. This is the 80s, so everybody had to have a jean jacket. And I didn't have one, didn't have the money to buy one. I'm like, you know what? I ain't wearing these jeans. And my grandmother was a seamstress, so I said, I know how to do this, so I'll do it. But then, you grow up and you get married, or you make your way in life and you get away from things. And then I guess you get a little bit more financially secure, or hopefully you're financially secure before you start doing some shit like this. But, I guess that's where it brought me back to. Cool. I got them and said, you know what, this one's just not good enough. Or I guess it was Hercules. When I got that, I had labored over between that and the Make Toys one.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go with this one. And it was my first major purchase because they were like $50 a piece when I bought them.
Yeah.
And it wasn't good enough. And it's still not good. I mean, you look at the vehicle modes look ridiculous. The robot modes look nothing like the Constructicons. They just share a color scheme. And
they're blocky.
The fact that the construction vehicles.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I'm remembering them all. Yeah.
I think the first one that I customized in this era of my collecting was that Devastator. Nice. I added a Unicron bit to him to make him a little taller, beefed him up, weathered him up. To this day, they're still in my collection in the vehicle modes, but I don't think I'll ever get rid of them.
That's cool. I mean, it's sentimental to you. You live and everything. So, well, to go off on that, what has been your favorite custom that you ever done, and do you still have it?
I'd say my Menasor. It just took model kits of the actual vehicles, put them together around a frame. Got a head sculpted through a friend and put it together. It's not perfect. The joints are starting to fail in the knees, so it doesn't want to stand up. And X-Transbot's Menasor or whoever else's Menasor that looks the best can't get here soon enough to replace that on my shelf. I'll never get rid of it, but I look at it and like, you need to be upgraded.
Yeah. Which one are you on? And I've got the two X-Transbots. Are you going? Who is it? X-Transbots, DX9, and Fans Toys. I think are doing now. Which one are you going?
I collect one for each mode when it's a combiner, which is always very, very pricey. But I think for the robot modes, I'm going X-Transbots because I am a scale Nazi. I want the vehicle bots to be in line with other vehicle bots.
Okay.
And I want everything to be in relation to each other, even though they're going to be on different shelves. But it remains to be seen what combiner or what finished Menasor is going to look the best. And I'm okay with Menasor being a little shorter than the other combiners because he's cars. So
that's what I've always thought too. I've always thought that Venusaur would be smaller than any of the other, combiners. Maybe on this, in the cartoon, they were, I guess, him and Superion had some battles, and I think they were around the same size. But you would think that Superion would be bigger because they're planes and stuff. So, but I always thought Venusaur would be a smaller, combiner towards everybody else.
Exactly. And, scale is relative when you're talking about, frame for frame in the cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
But it comes to a point where you just, take Prime. Take his height. You figure out who everybody else is supposed to be in relation to that, and you stick to it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I'm at with the Sumbo chart, I guess.
Yeah.
But with Venusaur, he's just angry all the time. So he's got short man's disease.
And the Napoleon complex, whatever.
Exactly.
I had that complex too, man. I'm short, whatever. Oh my God. Justin L is in this chat room. He's never shows up for any of my stuff, but he's in here for you. That's dedication.
Oh, buddy, I love you.
I don't know, internet personal. I've had him on. It was a good interview and everything, but he never comes in unless you're in here. So that's all right. It's fine. But yeah, that's cool. So are you getting all three? So you are getting all three of the Stunticons.
Right now, I'm sticking to X Transbots because I know their robot modes are going to be on point.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to the other modes, I'm waiting around to see a finished set.
Okay. Because I think I know DX9 has one of them. I think the other, they have two out. I'm sorry, they have two out right now, right? I think.
Yep.
They got
Breakdown Wild Rider.
Have you saw interest in getting those?
Not really. I watched Bobby's video the other day, and the same criticisms he had of it, I have. So, especially from the side, he's a skinny guy.
Yeah, he was. He needs to eat some steak and potatoes. Okay. So how long? I guess you've been doing customs. You said was a kid, but so how long have you been doing it as an adult? And I know you've entered some stuff like in TFCon. I know you last year you entered something. I think the year before you did one too.
This past one and the year before in Reston. Reston was my first.
Okay.
I got back into collecting in 2014, but before that I was doing Star Wars models.
Oh, okay.
And I stopped that probably around 97, so it was a big gap.
Wow. Yeah.
So I entered a couple things in the TFCon art contests. Basically doing customizing. I don't do it like other customizers do. I just do it for my own collection. If there's a character that's missing, I'll build it unless I know something's coming down the pike. Then I'll wait.
Gotcha.
Because it's kind of sad when you have to take something that you built and you labored over and you loved in your collection out because something obviously better has come out.
Yeah.
So I gotta, around the inside office here, I gotta put some kind of shelves for all the Island of Unwanted X customs.
Customs and stuff, yeah. All the it all falling apart. I still love you though. I gotta make a customs thing for you.
Customs are fragile. They're by nature. They're made out of sheet styrene and God knows what else, and glue and spit. So of course they're not the greatest.
Exactly. You said spit. So you are on a podcast called TKO. Mm-hmm. Let's hear how that started and how long y'all been around. I think y'all been around for a couple of years now, right?
Yeah, we started our first show, I think it was August of 2017.
Okay. So y'all been
well, I came upon this community by way of Bobby's Combiner Wars Venusaur video. Because back then I belabored over my purchases and I watched a lot of videos. And when I saw how frustrated he got with that thing, I'm like, this is a guy I can understand. Mm-hmm. So that brought me to you guys at Shattercast and Nerd Rage or whatever, and that somehow got me into the groups and the messages and Facebook. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if I met JL or JC first, but we started talking. It's probably JC joined What the Fuck Ever. I'm sorry. You monetizing this?
It's fine.
WTF? Sorry.
Just don't drop it every 5 seconds, or anything like that.
No. I had a problem with that last episode in our show, and I'm going to fix it. Anyway, JC and I started talking. You would respond to my posts or whatever, or the things that I would put up on that group. And one thing led to another. I think I got put in the old SCU chat, and we just all started talking about doing a podcast.
Okay.
I think they were set for launch with another guy who just up and ghosted all of them to do kind of podcast. And then I came in and it was like, oh, look, we got somebody who wants to do it and has the technical prowess to pull it off.
Yeah. So are you enjoying it? Do you still like doing it? Is it still fun for you?
It's fun. It is fun. It's a lot of work. I don't know what the division of labor is on SCU, but the division of labor is me and everybody else.
We divide. We have certain duties. Justin and Bobby are usually the main people that record. I try to run the Instagram and everything. Robert does something. Greg does the notes. And everything. So we have stuff to do. I need to. I don't really get on Instagram that much on our thing. I really need to. But we try to divide. Divvy in the work and everything to make it a little easier on the people and stuff and everything. So.
But I mean, I do enjoy doing it, but it is a lot of work for me, and I'm fine with it ultimately because I'm enjoying myself, and it's a labor of love. And it's like having 3 stupid brothers that you get them out of jams all the time. You take care of them.
Yeah, JL said I'm the assistant supervisor. Anyway, so so y'all do with your show, y'all have a guest on every week and everything. Y'all try to. Have y'all not had one where y'all had a guest or anything before? I can't remember the last time.
We've had a bunch of shows that we didn't have a guest, and a lot of times we're up against the wire and trying to find somebody or get things organized. And really, the whole guest idea was born of the fact that I'm not good in social situations. I'm real self-conscious. I don't want to approach people and talk to them. So, especially if I know you, I'll talk to you. But if I don't know you, I'm not going to come up on it.
Right.
So bringing these guests on and asking the types of questions that we do, because some are silly, but some are meant to actually elicit some kind of emotional, true response, like to make you think. And oh, you know what? And we've had a lot of people say, that's, I don't know how to answer that.
Yeah. It's like, okay. Yeah, cool.
But it was mainly meant so I would get to know the people. So I could go to a con and walk up to them and say, hey, how you doing?
Yeah. Well, that's why, I mean, that's a good response, because that's why I'm doing this. And the people that I usually interview, I've known. I've not known every one of them, but I've known for a little while and everything. But I want people to get to know people out in the fandom and out in the community, and make it a positive kind of thing and everything. And because sometimes you don't some people don't get heard, and they want to have a platform to say, hey, this is my favorite character, and this is why it's my favorite character, and this is why exactly. Why I like Transformers and everything. So that's why I'm trying to do this, to get anybody on that wants to talk and chit chat and enjoy this community and all that good stuff.
Exactly. And for all the crap that we get for being the way we are on TKO, our sole job and mission statement is just to make people laugh. And we take a lot of road less traveled ways to get there, some voices and off color stuff, but at the end of the day, we're just trying to make people laugh. We're not trying to start any crap.
Yeah, that's good.
Especially since JC left.
Yeah,
he was our shit star.
Yeah, that was a good move, man. Good move.
No, actually, it was actually, I don't want to say devastating because we were fine, but it was just a surprise. It was like, oh, we're like 40 some episodes in, and one of the founders wants to go. And ultimately it's fine because we got DA and the chemistry is still the same.
Mm-hmm.
But for a while there, we actually had a couple shows that we were like, "What are we doing?"
Just looking around like, yeah. Oh yeah, I understand. We've gone through, Showercast has gone through, we've lost people, and everything, and it happens. You just move on. You have to, I wish we could have everybody back on, but sometimes it just don't work like that. You just got to move on. The show must go on, as always.
And for our sake, it's an open door. Justin or JC still comes on every once in a while, and whenever he wants to come on, he'll come on.
That's cool. That's awesome.
Nothing but love, man.
So, if you could have one last meal, I don't want anything to happen to you, but if you could have one last meal, what would that be?
I would probably have to say hibachi from this restaurant around me called Mount Fuji. So far, it's the best one that I've been, and I've been to probably 24 different hibachi places.
Nice. Yeah, that's a good choice. Really good choice. So what is your favorite cereal if you like cereal?
I don't eat a lot of cereal, but when I did, I liked the plain cereals like Life and Wheat Chex and Corn Chex.
Ugh, gross.
Yeah.
That's fun.
When I used to stay at my grandparents' house, they used to have like puffed rice and puffed wheat. And I don't know if you ever seen that stuff. It's styrofoam.
Yeah. You're chewing on styrofoam basically. It was nasty. The milk, no matter how much milk you put on it, still did not help it. Like, gross. Cool. All right, cool. So, if you could own your own third-party company, what would be your first release, and what scale would it be?
I would have to say that my first release would be probably the characters that nobody's going to do, like you Runabout and Runamuck and the Omnibots in MP scale.
Nice about the Runamuck and Runabout. Yeah, I really wish we would get some of those. I'm surprised we have not got any. That's easy, recolor, or well, I guess you'd have to retool a little bit, but it's it's easy.
And you got to sell them as a set.
Oh yeah, but I mean, you can make, man. I just did the G1 Target Masters and everything. I wish somebody would finish those. I know they Make Toys made one of them, and I wish they would finish those. And the Decepticons. I would love to have the three main ones: Misfire, Trigger Happy, and
Slugslinger.
Yeah, Slugslinger. Yeah, I would love for somebody to do that. I think that'd be easy. Everybody would buy those. I think if that
Oh yeah. There are a lot of completionists out there, and I built two of the three that you mentioned, and I'm waiting because the second I build that last one, they're going to announce them.
And we're like, damn, that's cool. That'd be cool. I'd like to see those actually. What did you make them out of?
A bunch of different parts. I have like a graveyard. I got bins of parts, and I got like full bots or partial bots, and I just look for the joints that I'm looking for. Like I'll get the engineering in my head and say, all right, I need a knee that bends this way. I'll look for it. Yeah. And finding it in the right shape, the right scale is sometimes a long process, but that's my favorite part is putting the pieces together. I hate painting. I loathe it. But I like the building.
Cool. That's awesome. That's really cool. Okay, so if another question is, I don't want anything to happen, but if you lost your collection today, everything, would you start over, and would you change the way you collected?
If I started over, I think I would just go with Legends because it's a more affordable price point. Sometimes even though I get the enjoyment and I know it's whatever it is, there's a lot of money sitting out there in that collection.
Yeah.
A lot of money. I'm a father of two children.
Yeah.
That could have been in a college fund or something else. It could have been another extra vacation, anything else.
Yeah.
But a museum to my childhood.
Yeah, I mean, it is a lot of money, but I don't know, man. Those Legends are, they're creeping up there to that Megatron. The Iron Factory Megatron was $60-something. I mean, almost 70. Got some other ones coming out there. They're up in, up in the price range. So, I don't
Oh,
know.
that's why you go Mech Fans Toys and never spend above $25.
There you go. And you also get a $25 Transformer too. So,
I
whatever.
don't know. They're pretty good. They're pretty good.
That's cool. All right, cool. That's good. That's good. So where would you? Okay, so Transformers been around for about 35 years now. Where would you like to see Transformers go? Like, cartoon wise, movie wise, comics or anything. What would you like to see Transformers go towards, another 35 years?
Well, I think it starts with this Netflix thing that's coming up because
Nice.
Hasbro's finally listening to the adult collector who was the child collector back in the G1 times and
Mm-hmm.
is, tilting its line towards pleasing us in a big way. So hopefully this animated series will do the same. I'd like, even though I don't care about Beast Wars whatsoever, I'm not a fan. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's silly. Um,
Oh,
but there are a lot of kids who grew up on that.
yeah.
So I want them to get their due too. But we want ours first. We've been bitching about it for long enough. It's our turn, then you can have your turn.
Exactly. I think that Netflix thing is going to be, if they do it well, which I hope. I think the company that's doing it is known to be pretty good, and they're going to change it to animation style. I think that's going to be really great for Transformers. To be honest, straight to Netflix. I wish they would do straight to video. I'd hope they would do like I always say the Wreckers, or All Hell Megatron, War Within, anything, all that stuff, the new stuff. I mean, I think that would be so cool to see that on Netflix or whatever.
Yep.
Cool.
I totally agree with. I'd like to, the animation style is going to be key. Hopefully, it's not too CG. Even though like Prime was awesome. I shared watching Transformers Prime with my youngest daughter, so
Mhm.
that's a nice thing for me. So I have a shelf of those.
Yeah.
And the animation style was okay for the time, but I want something that looks more. I don't know, like everybody says, Studio Ox, Call of Primitives kind of
Yeah.
animation, anime style.
Hmm.
There's no reason why they can't do it. They did Voltron. They can do it like that.
Yeah. That's a good point. That's a good point. Danny said he wished Netflix would continue from episode 98 from G1. I, I wouldn't hate on that, to be honest. So that'd be what, that was half of what, season 4 or 3 episodes of season 4. Does
Mm-hmm.
that count? I guess so. It'd be after the headmasters. So I wouldn't hate.
Now, is the hate plague, is that after the headmasters or is it before?
That is, man, you got me thinking.
I think
Somebody,
it might be before.
I think
I'm
it's
not sure,
before
but
season 4. I think it's before yeah, I think it is before headmasters.
that's right. It's season 3's finale, I think.
Yeah, so season 3, yeah, is the hate plague, and then they did
Mm-hmm.
three episodes of season 4, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yep.
it went to over Japan and everything, all that stuff. So,
And
yeah,
I've tried watching that Japanese stuff, and I just can't.
the headmasters
The way
is not bad. It's fine. I've not really got into Victory or Master Force.
mm-hmm.
I couldn't get into that, but Headmasters is kind of goofy, but it's still got some pretty cool, like when Soundwave and Blaster fight and they kill each other and they become Sound Blaster and Twincast and everything. So there's some
Yeah.
pretty cool things, but I have to read the subtitles and everything, so it's kind of hard to pay attention and everything. But it's not too terrible. It's not too bad.
See, I think my problem is I listen to the dubbed version, and it's
Yeah.
terribly done. It's so terribly done.
Yeah, you're just like, I don't what? Okay, no. Anyways, but yeah.
Hey, you guy, get out of there!
Yeah, new Soundwave. I was like, what? Whatever. But yeah, I like Headmasters. It's okay. It's fine. I think I have the Headmasters on DVD and everything. So, all right. So, what do you think of the fandom and how it is now? What I mean, are you, in the bad part of the toxicity? Golly, I can't say that word. Or do you just not even pay attention to it? You're just like oblivious to it.
I'm pretty much oblivious to it. I don't join in the trolling. I don't get any enjoyment out of that. And people's opinions are people's opinions. You're not going to sway them. And the thing that annoys me is like people who just post reply to a post just to get their point across. Not like to give some kind of social discourse or something like that. Just to like, this is what I believe, so you should believe that too. And that's not going to work for anybody. You're not going to tell me what I'm going to collect with my money, or say that any of that's bad or good. You know, nobody, whatever anybody collects is what they collect. It's not an indication or an indictment of their personality, their class, anything. You know, even though you got the legions of Transformers, we call the legions of poors, and they're always crying poor mouth, you know, but these are people probably on tighter budgets than, you know, us collecting NPs. Yeah. So maybe they got to worry about, you know, not being able to buy bread for the kids' lunches versus really wanting that Siege Prime, you know? So maybe a $5 increase to them is significant.
Yeah, but I mean, on the other hand, you know, if you're having to give up food for it, then maybe you shouldn't be collecting it at all. You know, I mean, you got to be an adult, and you got to make adult decisions sometimes. And you know, with the way Transformers are being made now, you will always find it. You can always find them later on. I mean, if you miss something, usually not with third parties, sometimes it's hard, but lately they're making enough that, you know, if you want to go back and get them for a decent price, especially Hasbro stuff, you know, mainline stuff, you will always find that stuff. I mean, it's not really hard to find. That's my 2 cents, you know.
As far as the toxicity is concerned, that is prevalent in any group that you find.
Yeah, that's true.
Like we did a TKO open mic a couple weeks ago for Andrew Gort. We did a Star Wars show. And in trying to promote that, I joined a bunch of Star Wars groups, and I'm seeing the same exact conversations, just with different subjects.
Yeah, and a lot of people, well, ever since The Last Jedi came out, there's a lot of, you know, negativity towards Star Wars and everything, and you know, and that's every fandom has, you know, everybody say like, oh no, Transformers is worse. I'm like, I mean, have you seen Hot Wheels? Have you seen Hot Wheels people do stuff, you know, in Star Wars, you know, Marvel, DC? I mean, there's always, you know, the bad seeds in the collecting. And you just got to look over that, you know, because what I always say is, you know, whatever makes you happy, I'm happy. You know, if you collect knockoffs, you collect Transformers, if you collect whatever you want to collect, that's your business, it's your money, you can do whatever you want. So I don't care, you know, what you collect, you know, and I hope you wouldn't care what I collect, so. Well, I can appreciate collections, you know. I always say, you know, if people always want to say, man, you know, they look at my collection like, man, I wish I could have all that stuff. I'm like, well, no, be happy with what you have, you know, because your collection is mine as long as you're happy with it. So, anyway, all right. So I got one more question. Or is anybody getting questions out in the, you know, there's not very many people watching, but whatever. Does anybody have a question for this guy, for Chris? And if you don't, I have one question. And where do you see TKO in 5 years?
We're probably done after year 2.
Yeah,
we're thinking the 100 episodes and out program.
Really? Okay, that's good. That's a good way. Like, yeah.
Or we'll hand it off to Welty and Hanson, and they can upgrade from TKO fanboys to TKO proper.
JL said jail, probably. Yeah, probably.
Some of us.
Oh, well, I could ask you this. We're talking about you're a Sheagles fan. I'm just gonna put that out there. Screw y'all. I'm a Redskins fan. If anybody doesn't know.
Hey, did you hear that Witten's coming out of retirement? We got to worry about him again.
Come on. I mean, the dude could barely. You know, Hall of Famer. He's, you know, first ballot Hall of Famer. I mean, he was
absolutely
good. He was great for what he did and everything, and I won't knock him for that, but. I was listening to ESPN today, and I think they said he's just trying to get back in for to start coaching. So he may take whatever Garrett's name, or whatever. He may take his job. Okay. You know, because I think honestly he'll be out after this year if they don't do anything this year. Or you know whatever. I think he'll be gone. I think Jerry Jones will be like, yeah, I'm good. Everything. So, but what do y'all think about
this long? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that is true. I'm surprised they have because they won the division twice, but then they got beat in the first round both times. you know. So what do you think about losing Foles? Foles, whatever. Did I say Foles? Foles.
I love
I
him
think
for what he did for us,
I think it's a
but
bad.
it is a bad move, and I don't agree with it because you want the best backup possible, and there's nobody better than Big Stick Nick.
Yeah.
But he wants to be a starter. Like, you remember that movie, The Replacements, with Gene Hackman and Keanu Reeves?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's a line in there when he was coaching him. He's like, "Winners want the ball. Foles wants the ball. Wentz wants the ball."
That's true.
And only one. There can be only one. If Highlander told us anything.
Yeah, but Wentz hasn't had past 2 years he's not been healthy. And
No. And this
I don't
could
know.
come back to bite us in the ass. But
And
the more I'm realizing, the older I get, is you only have right now. So put all your eggs in this basket.
Yeah, that's true. And I've heard. Well, I don't think the Redskins could get him because they can't afford him really. But today I heard some good news that they might. Josh Rosen. The Cardinals had the first pick, and they might be getting that guy from Oklahoma. They might be trading Josh Rosen. So, and I've heard that the Redskins might be interested in getting Rosen. So I'm kind of excited, because we need a quarterback because we can't keep anybody healthy, and it just me being a Redskin fan, I don't drink at all, but usually you want to drink. I mean, and my wife, I got her into. She didn't watch football before, and when we got together, she started watching football now. And she's like, every year, she's like, "Why don't you like another team? Like, just get it over with." I'm just like, because I can't. I've liked the Redskins for so long, and it's just, I'll stick with them. But they really will make me want to drink all the time. It's just, I wish they get rid of Snyder and their coach. But we get injured. We have tons of injuries, and it makes no damn sense.
If they get rid of Snyder, then that opens up the whole controversy of renaming the team again.
I don't care. I really don't care anymore. At this point,
I think that's a grudge match, though.
I want a good team. I don't care what you call it. I just want a good team. And it's been so long. Everybody laughs. The Cowboys haven't been irrelevant since the 90s. And I can't laugh because I'm like, the Redskins hadn't either. I'm just like, come on. So I don't care if they name them,
Under Reed, we had a hell of a lot of good years, but we didn't do nothing since 1960.
Yeah.
And, I'm a huge Flyers fan. So I've been sitting since 1975 waiting for one.
Yeah.
We've come close a couple times, but, no cigar.
Yeah, it hurts.
And it's not happening this year.
I don't watch hockey, so I don't know. Danny, you're a Redskin fan, yeah. McCoy and Smith, yeah, they broke. Yeah, I think Smith is done for his career. To be honest, I don't think he's going to come back. I know he's not going to come back this year, and I doubt he'll be back. So we're in trouble. I mean, we paid him. We lost so much money and everything. So, y'all live in Texas? Oh yeah, golly, y'all around Cowboys. Ugh. Anyways, so yeah, man, dude, I've been talking. I could talk about the Redskins and whatever football all night. So, anyways, Cowboys suck, so Eric can hear. Yeah, Cowboys do suck.
They suck.
I really don't get the hype. They're not America's team. I just don't understand why people like the Cowboys. They haven't done anything. They win one game, they win the division, and then everybody thinks that they're going to do it all, and then they show their true colors and just whatever.
I'll tell you exactly what it is. Why it's America's team? Because back in the 70s, the Dallas Cowgirl cheerleaders were the bomb. They were all over the place, and that put the team squarely in America's eye. And they played on that and, became like, what's more American than damn Cowboys?
Yeah, that's true.
Seriously.
But they still suck. So I don't care. As long as they...
it's definitely not the Giants.
Yeah. Jeebus. I can talk about that. Anyway, but thank you very much for coming on. If you want to promote, where you can be found at and all that stuff and all of your customs and everything, you can do it right now if you want to.
All right. Let's see. First off, TKO. We are a bi-weekly podcast now. We used to be weekly, but we got tired of that. We do it every Thursday, and generally the show drops on YouTube and Podbean /iTunes on Sunday. On Facebook, we have the TKO page, and we also have a group called WTF Ever. That's where we go, and everybody is free to post whatever you want there. The only rule that I have is no violence against kids. You know, you can post the most disgusting or ignorant thing that's on your mind, and you may get an earful, but if you're in this group, you should understand what it's about. We just don't care. So I use it to post a lot of pictures of chicks. Used to do that every day, but I also do it to post weird stories, interesting stories, toy news, memorabilia news, and we just have a good time in there. It's an extension of the show that runs all week, all day. And finally, limited number of wives. It's No Customs. That is myself, Grant Lynch, who's customizing it, that goes by Alpha Matrix. Real nice guy, talented guy. And one other guy that we started with up in Canada named Dale. But I haven't seen hide nor hair of him in like a year. So pretty much it's just me holding the fort down but Grant's real busy.
Yeah.
He works 2 jobs and just doesn't have the time to do the customs anymore. So it's basically me customs.
Okay.
But all of these groups are on Facebook. Look us up and listen to our show, or don't. You'll love us or hate us, but we're trying to make you laugh. So don't be a dick about it.
Exactly. Well, dude, thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule. I really appreciate it coming on my little show and everything. And I want to thank everybody that came in, and hope you enjoyed this. I love doing this. It's awesome. I got another one coming up tomorrow. It'll be around 5 p.m. Central Time. And like JL said, 4 p.m. America time. So East Coast. But I think I'm in the South, so I'm more American. Well, he's in the South, isn't he? Yeah, he's in the South too. Isn't he in Virginia?
North Carolina.
Oh, North Carolina. Yeah, that's South. He's fine. He's fine. But yeah, once again, y'all hit that like button for me. It helps the channel out, and go down there and sub and all that stuff, and go check out the TKO podcast and all that stuff. I'm gonna put the links and everything down in the description. And that'll be it. I guess I will see you on the next round 30 minutes. And as always, Hell Hasbro, and good night, folks. Yay. All right. No.